All right, more of the false prophecy teachings of the dispensational futurist eschatological system here in Jack Hibbs specifically, but we're going to be looking at the wisdom of Philip Schaff. This is from volume 5 of his History of the Christian Church, volume 5, Middle Ages, down here under the Crusades and the character and causes of the Crusades. Let's look at what the wisdom of Schaff has to say here. The Crusaders sought the living among the dead. They mistook the visible for the invisible and confused the terrestrial and the celestial Jerusalem. Notice that. There's the wisdom right there. The Crusaders were under the impression that the terrestrial Jerusalem was important, and they confused the terrestrial or geographical Jerusalem with the celestial Jerusalem, the heavenly Jerusalem. And they returned disillusioned, and after ages, having learned through them that Christ is not there, that he is in fact risen and ascended into heaven, where he sits at the head of a spiritual kingdom. The celestial Jerusalem was important, not the terrestrial Jerusalem. But Jack Hibbs totally goes in the opposite direction of that. He confuses the terrestrial and the celestial and says the terrestrial Jerusalem is more important. The terrestrial modern nation state that calls itself Israel is important.
God will more and more be focusing on Israel, not less and less. Your opinion, my opinion, is worthless when it comes to our analysis of Israel. Why? God wrote it out. See this book? There's only one nation featured that is the key role of this book. Only one. It's Israel.
Well, there you go. I mean, that must be accurate, right? Well, false. Here is, again, Philip Schaff. Remember, the Crusaders confused the terrestrial and the celestial Jerusalem. Where does he get that from? Well, Revelation chapter 3, verse 12. The one who conquers, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God. Never shall he go out of it. And I will write on him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, the new Jerusalem, which comes down from my God out of heaven. Out of heaven, the heavenly Jerusalem, the new Jerusalem. That's the celestial Jerusalem that Schaff was talking about. We ought not be focused on the terrestrial Jerusalem. Revelation chapter 21, verse 2. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, over in the Middle East. No, not the terrestrial Jerusalem. The Jerusalem, the celestial Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God. The new Jerusalem is heavenly. Here's the Apostle Paul in Galatians 4:26. The Jerusalem on the earth, the terrestrial Jerusalem, is a slave, but the Jerusalem above is free, and she is our mother. There's a couple things refuted here. Jack Hibbs and the dispensational futurist idea of the terrestrial Jerusalem having a pivotal role to play in Bible prophecy is refuted right here, because Paul is talking about the celestial Jerusalem. And notice, the papists are also refuted here in calling Mary our mother, the mother of the church. That's what the papists will say Mary is. That's part of their Mariolatry, their Marian idolatry. Our sister in Christ, Mary, is in the grave awaiting her resurrection at the second advent. She is our sister in Christ. She is not our mother. The Jerusalem above, the celestial Jerusalem, is in fact our mother, according to Galatians 4:26. How about Hebrews 12:22? You have come to Mount Zion, into the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, not the earthly Jerusalem, the celestial Jerusalem, not the terrestrial Jerusalem. Okay, so let's just remember the wise words of Philip Schaff here, talking about the Crusaders who confused the terrestrial and the celestial Jerusalem. And then dispensational futurists like Jack Hibbs are making the same mistake. Okay, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I just find that very fascinating. And that book that he slammed down, which with such authority, saying what I'm saying about the modern nation state of Israel is correct, is in fact incorrect according to the book that you just slammed down. Okay? We'll talk to you soon. Soli Deo Gloria.